Hello, and welcome back to the Wild Manifestations podcast. If you aren't already familiar with me, my name is Heather Ione. I am a spiritual life coach and manifestation mentor, as I call it, from St. Petersburg, Florida. And in this podcast, I talk all about manifestation and the law of attraction. I talk about overcoming different mental blocks and limiting beliefs that are preventing you from creating the life that you want. I talk about self-discovery practices and inner work to help you get in touch with your highest self. And I talk about lifestyle and wellness practices that you can do as well to help you raise your vibration. I basically created this podcast because I wanted to give you all of the tools and all of the insights that you need that can help you become a deliberate creator of your life. However, what I didn't mention on this podcast before is that I am also a doTERRA wellness advocate. So I also educate people about essential oils. I help people, get in touch with different oils or supplements that could help them raise their vibration or improve their physical health or their mental well-being or whatever it may be. So I do different oil consultations with people. I sell the oils. I educate people on the oils because I had my own experience with essential oils where I went on like this 8 to 9 month journey with essential oils through working with my own doTERRA wellness advocate. And after that happened, I was like, oh my gosh, this stuff actually works. Because I'm going to be honest, I did not believe in oils in the past. Like I liked to play with them and stuff like that, but I didn't know much about essential oils. I knew very little about essential oils, honestly. I didn't know how to use them. I didn't know how they could benefit you. I thought that anyone who said that oils changed their life or improved their life or used essential oils was kind of weird and hippie-ish and they just did it for the fun of it. It didn't really work. I don't know. I just had a lot of different beliefs about essential oils going into this. And in the last year or so, oils have impacted my life tremendously. They have been so helpful. And through working with my own doTERRA wellness advocate, she kind of sent me on this journey with essential oils. And first, she helped me improve my physical health with the oils for many months. And she helped me with things like not being able to sleep at night. She helped me with anxiety. She helped me with pain. She helped me with improving my gut health and IBS and all sorts of stuff. So she helped me with all of those things. And then after that, all of a sudden she's like, hey, did you know that oils can help you improve your mindset? So then she helped me with different mindset related things using the oils. And I started to incorporate oils in my self-discovery practices, journaling practices, meditations. And then, after working with her through all of that kind of stuff, she's like, hey, did you know that oils are actually an incredible tool for manifesting? So I talked with her several different times and went to different workshops that she led where she talked about manifestation and using the oils in combination. And through her, I was able to realize that essential oils are an incredible tool for manifestation. And now oils have become a strong part of my manifestation practice too. And I actually recorded this podcast episode because I created this Instagram graphics album where I shared 6 different essential oils to help you with your manifestation practice and overcoming different limiting beliefs and stuff that can come up. And through me sharing that, I got asked to talk about these oils and give a little speech on them to a closed community with other doTerra wholesale customers. If you become a wholesale customer, you have access to this community and tons of education around the oils. So I did a little talk with a group of women and educated them on manifesting with essential oils. And I just thought that this content was so helpful that I wanted to share it on the podcast too. However, I actually recorded this podcast episode right after I did my trailer. So I did not know how to do an introduction. I did not know how to do a conclusion, all that kind of stuff. I hadn't really found my voice, I feel yet. I think I might sound a little bit nervous or something. So now I'm going back and actually recording the intro to this podcast. So in today's podcast episode, I'm going over the entire speech that I gave to these women. And since then, I've had several of them reach out to me asking to learn more about the oils, all sorts of stuff like that. So if you have any questions around these oils, if you are listening to this and you want to buy these oils, if you want me to connect you with them, you can follow the link in the description box, or you can also get in touch with me on Instagram. My Instagram is at heather.ione, Ione, or you can send me an email. My email is heather@heatherione.com. And I offer completely free essential oil consultation calls. So if that sounds like something you would be interested, if you want to learn more about essential oils, if you want to learn more about, becoming a doTERRA wholesale customer and how you can save money with the oils, or you're needing product recommendations, supplement recommendations, oil recommendations, you can always reach out to me and set up that call through my website, through email, through Instagram. I also have a little Calendly link as well that you can follow from Instagram to book an appointment with me for a free essential oil consultation. And by the way, doTERRA does not just have oils, they have incredible supplements that have completely changed my life and have helped me so much with different digestive issues I was having. So they do have really incredible products. But today I'm talking specifically about manifesting with essential oils. And in the future, I'm going to be sharing more about my essential oil story with you guys. I'm going to be, sharing more details about the oils, how you can use them in your daily life, how you can shift into an abundance mindset with the essential oils. I want to cover them more in this podcast because I know that a lot of my audience is very unfamiliar with essential oils. They have not gotten their hands on them before. They're brand new to a lot of different holistic medicine things, new age spirituality, manifestation, all that kind of stuff. So don't worry, there will be more content on oils in the future. But anyways, thank you so much for pressing play today. Let's get into the episode. So today I'm going to be sharing 6 different essential oils that you can use to aid in your manifestation practice. And each one of these oils are going to help with a different aspect of manifestation or address a certain limiting belief that you have to overcome in order to actually have success with the law of attraction and manifestation. So I'm going to be going over that today. So I'm super excited. But before I begin, I want to just kind of address the question like, how can essential oils help with abundance? A lot of people are really familiar with using essential oils for health and wellness as like a holistic treatment. If they have something going on, a cold, something on their skin, a rash, a sunburn, like people are used to using essential oils for those things. But this is sort of like a spiritual topic, So how can they actually work? So there's a couple different things that I like to share when I explain this to people. Number one is that essential oils do improve your health and well-being. And by improving your health and well-being, you are also raising your vibration and making you more magnetic to what it is you want to manifest. So if you are someone who takes really, really good care of your body, you work out, you eat well, you use essential oils, you drink a lot of water, you take supplements, you do all of the things, right? You are going to be more magnetic and more powerful in your manifestation practice compared to someone who eats processed foods. Like if you drink a lot of soda and caffeine and, you never work out, you never stretch, you never take supplements, you can barely convince yourself to do like your regular physical at the doctor's office or something. Those people are really going to struggle with manifestation because our body is a vessel to attracting all of that into our life. And so is our mind. So we're going to be more powerful if we take care of our mind and our physical body. So if you're using essential oils, it's going to help you raise your vibration, make you healthier, make you more magnetic to what you want to manifest. Now, the second reason is that essential oils actually can improve your mental and emotional health too, which is something that I was completely unaware of when I started on my essential oil journey. This was actually something that I didn't even open up to or realize was a possibility until I was using essential oils very, very regularly for 6 months to improve my physical health. And then my doTERRA wellness advocate, who's now my upline, introduced me to how essential oils can improve our mental well-being and our emotional well-being. And I learned that essential oils can aid you in shedding limiting beliefs. So there's a lot of limiting beliefs that come up for people when they're trying to manifest. A lot of people think that they are unworthy, or they're having feelings of like imposter syndrome, or they just don't think that they can do it. They have a really strong scarcity mindset. So there's all these limiting beliefs that can get in the way of manifesting your dream life, and those beliefs are really going to block and repel everything that you're so actively trying to manifest. So essential oils can help with that. And the third reason is that essential oils can actually amplify your manifestation practice and make it way more powerful. So I'm going to explain that a little bit more as we go. And there's also a book called, I have it sitting next to me right now. It's called Essential Emotions: Your Guide to Process, Release, and Live Free. It's the 8th edition. I absolutely love this book. I reference it all the time. It's, I think, one of the books. Yeah, it's one of the 2 books that I have that really introduced this concept to me about using essential oils for your emotions. It's so informative. For whatever reason, the author's name is not on the book. How weird is that? Like, who writes a book and doesn't put their name on it? I don't know. I don't get it. But anyways, at the very beginning of that book, the author explains how there are 5 stages of healing that come from using essential oils. So number 1 is the one that people are the most familiar with. Essential oils assist in healing the physical body. And that's what I went on my journey with for 6 months. I used essential oils, and they really helped to heal all these different ailments going on in my body, and just made me feel so much more comfortable throughout the day because I wasn't, stressed out. I was sleeping better and all these other things that were going on. So that's the one people are most familiar with. But from there, the other 4 stages are essential oils assist in healing the heart. Essential oils assist in releasing limiting beliefs. Essential oils increase spiritual awareness and connection. And then essential oils inspire the fulfillment of our life's purpose. So there really is a lot more to it. They're a really powerful tool when it comes to manifesting. And you really only realize those 5 stages of healing when you really commit to using the oils and working with someone and go on that journey yourself. So I am still going on that journey a little bit, but today I'm going to be sharing those 6 essential oils that can help you with different aspects of manifestation. So number 1 is cilantro, and this is the oil of releasing control. So cilantro is going to help you if you're, let's say, having visions of what you want your life to look like, but you're someone who really struggles with the how of it all, right? And it just seems like impossible to you that what you want is actually going to come true because you see no path to get there, and it just confuses you and you're like, this is impossible. Or maybe you're someone who feels like you have to work harder and harder and harder in order for your manifestations to come true. So I see this a lot in us entrepreneurs because we love our business so much. It's like our baby, and we want to be successful, and we have a really hard time just letting go and releasing the control. And we tend to just like hold on to our business with all of our might and keep working and working and grinding and grinding. So that's not going to help you manifest what you want, despite what our culture tells us. So when you are doing this, you are not trusting in the universe and allowing it to do its job to bring that thing into your life. So the way I like to put it is that you're actually energetically strangling the thing that you want the most. So the way that I like to explain it for people who don't quite get that is, have you ever had a boss that like really micromanaged you and like paid attention to every single thing you did and would like look over your shoulder as you were doing the most like tiny little daily tasks, or would like have you do something and then completely redo the entire thing? or, they were just like trying to do everyone's job below them, and they weren't able to do like, the CEO tasks or the manager tasks like they're supposed to be doing because they're so wrapped up in everyone else's business. I'm sure you were sitting there at one point wondering, like, why am I even here? Why did you even hire me? Like your boss is not letting you do your job that you were hired to do. So the way I like to put it is the universe is the exact same way. If you are obsessing about something, controlling it, trying to figure out the how, you are not releasing control and letting the universe do its job to bring that thing into your life, because we can't bring it into our life. We can't harmonize the outside world and synchronize all these little events and people so that everything just sort of magically pops into our life, right? The universe, God, source, whatever you call it, is all seeing, it's all powerful. We cannot do that job. So we have to release that control. So that's why cilantro can be super helpful here. It'll help you if you're obsessing with the how your dreams are going to come into fruition. And it just helps you to surrender, to let go, and trust that the universe is always working in your favor so that the outside world can finally start to harmonize and bring that thing into your life. So, the second essential oil is clary sage, and this is the oil of clarity and vision. So, this oil helps if you are feeling creatively blocked or spiritually disconnected or confused, or maybe you're feeling really hopeless. Clary sage is actually going to help you dispel all of the limiting beliefs that aren't serving you, that are actually clouding your mind and allowing you to feel that way. So this oil is really going to help people who have to make a drastic change in their mindset in order to manifest what they want. So you'll finally be able to visualize your desires without all those distractions and finally start to see and trust in the limitless possibility of the universe. The third essential oil is cypress, and this is the oil of motion and flow. And this oil helps you if you're feeling really stiff, really tense, really rigid. And by this, I don't just mean in your physical body, but also in your emotional state, in your mental state as well. So, for example, if you are someone who is like a self-proclaimed perfectionist, this is you. If you are going through this, it's actually going to block you from manifesting what you want, because in order to manifest, you have to be in this flow state mentally and emotionally. You have to be enjoying yourself, kind of that state where like all time just sort of passes you by. Whenever I want to manifest, I usually start writing more and journaling and doing creative projects and things that I could just like lose myself in it for like 9 hours. And then I look at the clock and I'm like, oh my God, that's what time it is. And those feelings, if you're feeling really stiff, really tense, really rigid, like I was saying, all of that also stems from fear and it stems from control. So it's going to cause you to try and force those things to make them happen in a certain way rather than just let them unfold naturally, which is what you need to do in order to manifest what you want, right? So cypress is going to help people who have a difficult time getting in that state of flow. The cypress essential oil can help you to release that stagnant energy and those emotions and create that energetic flow and flexibility in your mind and in your heart. So it'll help you release worries, let go of the past, let go of that need to control, all that kind of stuff, and really just enjoy that flow state, enjoy that pleasant state, and enjoy the feeling of being alive. The fourth essential oil, it's actually one of my favorite essential oils, and it's ginger. And this is the oil of empowerment. Before I start explaining this one, I want to first say that there is a myth when it comes to manifestation that everything sort of magically appears in your life and you don't have to do anything. And I don't think that's completely true, because you do have to do something, right? You have to raise your vibration, you have to take aligned action, you have to improve your mindset, you have to reshape limiting beliefs. So there's actually a lot of work involved in there, a lot of emotional work, physical work, things like that, where you're just sort of improving yourself. You're going on this self-discovery journey. You're making sure that you're improving your mindset, your mental, your emotional, your physical well-being, all of those things. So you do have to do some work. But above all, this means that it requires you to take responsibility for your life and realize that you are the creator of it. So ginger essential oil is going to encourage you to be fully present and be an active participant in your life and allow you to finally step into and assume that responsibility. So, this is going to allow you to stop waiting for outside circumstances to change and instead realize that you can choose your own destiny. You can figure out what you want your life to look like. You can make that happen. You don't have to wait for other people to come and give it to you, right? So, this is particularly going to help people who suffer from a victim mentality or feelings of powerlessness or defeat. Or if you're somebody who thinks that everything's outside of your control and you sort of think, like, oh, well, I can't have what I want because my parents have this, and, my boyfriend that, and my husband this, and well, my kids and my boss said that, like if you are thinking that everything is outside of your control and that the people in your life control whether you have the lifestyle that you want or not, ginger oil is really going to help you step into that empowered state and realize that no matter what is going on in the outside world, your external world around you, you can still create the life of your choosing. So, the fifth essential oil is wild orange. And if you know anything about manifesting with essential oils or abundance oils, then you probably saw this one coming from a mile away because wild orange is the king of all manifesting oils. It is considered to be the oil of abundance. So, this essential oil is particularly going to help people who suffer from a scarcity mindset, who just think that there isn't enough abundance to go around, that they can't be rich, they can't be wealthy, they can't have this, they can't have that because so many other people already have it, and they just sort of think that they can never have what they want because there's just not enough for them. So, this is going to help people with that. Or maybe you're someone who feels like you need to hoard. So, for example, toilet paper right now, all of us in this time where we're going through this pandemic, everyone is freaking hoarding toilet paper. We don't need more toilet paper, people. We need wild orange. And it's also going to help you if you're feeling overly serious or low energy, discouraged. Maybe if you're feeling envious and you're finding yourself like going to other people's social media pages and like staring at their life and be like, ugh, like why did they have that? And you're like really upset about it. You're kind of looking at their feed like a green-eyed monster. Wild orange can help you with that. So wild orange is the absolute best oil for manifestation, like I was saying, because it teaches the true meaning of abundance and it reminds the soul of the limitless supply that is found in nature. So just think about how abundant and giving the orange tree is, or citrus trees in general. So that's why if you look up like essential oils for manifesting, essential oils from abundance, you'll most likely see that the vast majority of them that come up are actually citrus oils. And that's why, because they inspire abundance. But wild orange also can foster in creativity and support a positive mood, which of course are two things that you really, really need when you want to manifest anything, no matter what it is. But wild orange can also help if you are suffering from like workaholic tendencies or you're feeling like you're just overly serious about everything. It will really help you to reconnect with that inner child and bring more spontaneity, more joy, more fun, and playfulness into your life, which is something that people have been talking about a lot lately. I follow a lot of people who are also coaches and in the sort of manifestation world, and people have been creating a ton of content about how the more pleasure you feel, the more joy you have, the more fun you have in your life, the more you're actually able to manifest, because it's basically putting you in the same frequency as the things that you want to manifest, those things that you want, because they will bring you more fun, more joy, more playfulness, more pleasure, all of that kind of stuff. So, the last essential oil that I'm going to share with you is wintergreen, and this is the oil of surrender. And the reason why this is so important is because in order for you to allow for manifestation to work, you have to surrender your desires over to the universe. Now, you might be thinking that this one sounds a little bit similar to cilantro, but cilantro is actually a little bit more about control. So that one is really great for like perfectionists, control freaks, entrepreneurs, and stuff like that. But wintergreen particularly helps with surrendering and letting go, especially with spiritual things and stuff like that. Or for people who are really suffering from excessive self-reliance. So we see this a lot in moms, right? Who think that they can never get any help. No one can help them. They have to do everything themselves, They don't allow anyone to walk into the kitchen and help them or do work beside them because they're like, no, I'll do it. I'll do it. Anyone who thinks that they just have to do everything themselves, it's going to help them surrender that as well. And this is really important because it takes a lot of inner strength to learn how to surrender to a higher power, right? It takes a lot of strength to just have faith in the universe and surrender your desires over and not worry about it and just trust that they're going to happen. So wintergreen teaches us to have that faith, especially in something that is so much larger than us and so much harder for us to connect to and to grasp, right? So this oil is going to remind us that we don't have to do life all on our own, and we can always turn to the universe and ask for help and just surrender and allow it to come into our lives. So if you need help with the letting go and trusting in the universe, this is definitely going to be the oil for you. Now that I've said all that, I don't want to just leave you with, okay, these are the oils that you use and not explain how you use them and stuff like that, because I feel like there's probably a lot of people listening to this podcast that are not familiar with essential oils yet. So first, before you begin, I want to just say, if you're listening to this podcast, don't immediately go on to doTerra and purchase every single one of them, right? I don't want you to buy all of them at once and apply all 6 of these oils to your body. What you want to do is actually start with whichever oil really spoke to you, whichever one grabbed your attention and resonated with you the most. Maybe it's 1, maybe it's 2, just something that you felt like, yes, that's me. I really need that. That's the limiting belief that I'm suffering with right now. And as far as manifestation, what you want to do is you want to use them before and during your manifestation practice to amplify it and give it more power. So just like in the way that a vision board is a manifestation tool, so are these essential oils. So you're going to use them while you're doing your manifestation practice. And I'll explain a little bit more of how you can use them in a second. But the second way that you can use these oils is by coupling them with a practice or the inner work that you're doing to help you shed that particular limiting belief. So, let's say you're someone who suffers from unworthiness, you're struggling with surrendering, whatever it may be, whichever journaling practice that you're doing, or repeating affirmations or mantras. You could be reading a self-help book on that particular subject. Maybe you're doing a spiritual practice, maybe you're praying on it, maybe you're doing a gratitude practice. You want to incorporate the essential oil with the inner work that you're doing to overcome that limiting belief and help you heal from that. Because I always like to tell people, essential oils are a great tool, but they're not going to do the work for you, right? Kind of like how you can't just make a vision board and spend 30 minutes on it and then chuck it in the back of your closet and allow it to collect dust the rest of the year, right? It's not going to manifest your dreams for you. You actually have to do the work. But if you use the tool while you're doing your manifestations, it's going to make it stronger. Or while you're doing that inner work, it's going to help shed those limiting beliefs faster. So now that we've talked about that, where do we actually use these essential oils for manifestation? So what I like to do is, now that I've been using essential oils for a little while, I apply them intuitively to my body. And the areas that I typically go for are my wrists, my elbow creases, my forearms, and also the inside of my forearms, that is, and also on the back of my neck. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to apply this oil all over your body. You want to just apply it to 1 or 2 places at a time. So if you're someone who's never used essential oils before and you're like, well, where do I put this on? I don't get it. Where do I even start? So the insides of the elbow creases and the insides of your wrists, for example, essential oils applied there actually move quickly to your heart, and they help you to aid in emotional well-being. So if that's what you're trying to work on, that could be a really good place to put the oil. Also, the back of the neck, you can apply essential oil there for mental clarity. A lot of people love to use oils on the back of their neck. And I also when I was doing my little presentation on these abundance oils this week, someone was telling me that they like to apply the oil on their shoulders, which makes a lot of sense, where you kind of typically hold tension on your shoulders. And this makes sense because if you are really stressed out, if you're feeling really bogged down by this one limiting belief or emotional challenge that you're dealing with right now, you're probably going to realize that you're holding it in your shoulders. There's going to be a lot of tightness there, and it almost sort of feels like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. So, a lot of people do actually like to apply it there to kind of like loosen up that area and almost make you feel lighter and make you feel like you're sort of lifting it off of you, making you feel a little bit more free, more relaxed, not held back by it. So that could be another good area to apply oil for limiting beliefs. And the next place that I want to talk about is the place where you want to apply them the most for manifestation. So I'm going to walk you through what I typically do when I use oils for manifestation. So I grab my essential oil roller bottle, and what I do is I hold out my arm and I apply like 3 lines of the oil down my forearm. And then I switch over to the other forearm, and on the inside, I also apply 3 lines of oil there. And then what you want to do is you want to put your arms out in front of you and then just swipe the oil towards your body. Gently swipe it to you, one hand at a time. Your right arm reaches over to your left forearm and kind of swipes the oil towards you. Your left hand reaches towards your right forearm and swipes it towards you. And you just sort of keep going and relaxing. You do this right at the beginning of your manifestation practice. And what I noticed is that this does one thing. It's kind of like Pavlov's dogs, right? Where you do it so frequently that it automatically starts to work and have an effect on you. So because I've been doing this so often, I notice that whenever I am about to do a manifestation practice and I put this oil on and I start, rubbing my forearms, applying it towards me, the little ritual of that and also the scent of the oil automatically shifts my mind into that abundance mindset, into that manifestation mindset, because my brain is like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing now. So it kind of can just switch so much easier. So I don't come in with all of this resistance. And it's a little bit easier to dive deeper into a visualization practice at that point. The second thing that this is also going to do is by swiping these oils towards you, it's symbolic of drawing everything in to you, all of the desires that you have from the outside world, and sort of making you magnetic to them and pulling them into your physical, your current reality. So this is signaling that to the universe, and also it kind of signals that to you. It's just a little movement that you can do that reminds you that everything is coming towards you, and it allows you to feel more magnetic to them as well. So that is the absolute perfect place to apply them for manifestation. But you don't just have to use these topically too. Essential oils work best if you use them topically and you use them aromatically too. So if you want to diffuse them, you can do that. You can diffuse them in a little essential oil diffuser as you're doing one of your practices. It depends on what diffuser you have, but you usually want to put around 8 drops of oil in there, or you do like a 5-to-3 ratio if you are doing 2 oils and blending them together. So you can do that in a diffuser. Or another thing that you can do is you can also put some oil on your palms. This is what I do when I do a practice. I use the roller bottle or just put a drop of oil into my hands. I rub them into my palms and then I hold them over my nose and I breathe really deeply in and out. And I do that for about 27 seconds because I actually learned from a different doTERRA wellness advocate that that's the amount of time it takes for the essential oil to reach our brain and for us to receive the aromatic benefits from them too. So those are a couple different ways you can use the essential oil if you haven't used them before. And also, I just want to give you a little recap in case you're like, wait, which oil does what again? Cilantro is the oil of releasing control. Clary sage is the oil of clarity and vision. Cypress is the oil of motion and flow. Ginger is the oil of empowerment. Wild orange is the oil of abundance. And wintergreen oil is the oil of surrender. So if you want any of these oils, you can actually shop them on my doTERRA website. You want to go to my.doterra, DoTerra my.com/Heather Ione, and Ione is spelled Ione. So I'll put that in the description box as well. Make sure that you are super, super careful when you do buy essential oils. You want to get them from a really good source. So I always get all of my oils from doTerra. Years and years ago, I used to get oils from like Young Living. I used to get oils from Amazon, and I had some bad experiences with them, particularly the oils that you get on Amazon. And a lot of people automatically go there if they have never really used oils before. They're like, oh, I'll just get it for like $5 or $10 on Amazon. If you are buying oils from a place like that, what you're actually getting is not essential oil. You are going to be getting a fragrance. You're going to be getting like maybe a teeny bit of essential oil. And what they're doing is they're actually cutting it with water and carrier oil or God knows what, because they don't have to give you true essential oil. But if you go to doTerra, you are getting 100% pure therapeutic grade essential oil. There's never anything else in it unless you get one of the roller bottles, in which case there's fractionated coconut oil in it. But it is completely pure. It's completely safe. It's organic. You're able to use it topically, aromatically. You're able to take it internally, all those kinds of things. So be super careful. Do not ever trust some random online site to get the oils. So if you want to shop through me, you can go to my.doterra, DoTerra.com/Heather Ione. Ione is spelled Ione. And if you have any questions about essential oils or manifesting with them, or if you are wanting to use them more for your physical well-being, your any sort of health and wellness concerns that you're having right now, you can also reach out to me. I do free essential oil consultations. You can send me a DM on Instagram at heather.ione. You can also send me an email. My email is heather@heatherione.com. I would love to hear from you. I would love to help you use these because they're just so powerful. I use essential oils every single day. And it's funny, once you start using them, it's kind of like, how did I ever live without these? So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast episode. I hope you learned something from it. And I will see you in the next episode.